Hello, welcome to Villages, Florida. My name is David. I'm a realtor with Florida Realty Investments, and I can be reached at DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. If you're interested in buying or selling a home in the Villages, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. This is our weekly show on the real estate market here in the Villages. 2 points I would alert you to. First, make sure that you're watching the most recent show. We produce this every Monday. The second is that all of this information is based on the MLS. It does not include any listings from the village's own internal listing service, the VLS. So let's begin. As always, we start by taking a look at total listings. This week there are 280 properties for sale. They range in price from almost $150,000 to just under $2 million. 280 properties for sale is the highest number we've seen since we started doing this show, and almost 3 times the number that we saw 7 months ago. This is a closer look at the properties that are for sale in the most active price segment, the $300,000 to $500,000 price range. This week there are 174 properties. Last week there were 166. The week prior to that, 168. Week prior to that, 164, and the week prior to that, 159. Here we can take a look at the median listing price per square foot, which this week is $268.71. This is not the lowest that we've seen, but the trend certainly seems to indicate that the price per square foot is trending lower. Here we take a look at how long these listings have been on the market. The median time on the market for all listings is currently 46 days. Keep in mind that this is understated because of the new listings, but the trend does seem to be for homes needing a longer time on the market to sell. Here we take a look at new listings and pending sales. For the last 7 days, there were 25 new listings and 16 homes went pending. On this graph, the new listings are the blue bars and the pending home sales are the orange bars. Activity does seem to continue to slow. Here's a closer look at those new listings, which number 25. They range in price from almost $180,000 to $500,000. In the most active price segment, the $300,000 to $500,000 range, there were 19 new listings. Last week, there were also 19. The week prior to that, 14. The week prior to that, 22. And the week prior to that, 16. There is some encouraging news when we look at these pending sales on a price per square foot basis. The last 7 days saw a $265.01 price per square foot. It does seem to be holding steady, unlike the sales data, which I'll get to in a moment. Here's another perspective on the pending home sales. This is the median time on the market for those pending sales, currently 44.5 days. Not the highest we've seen, but the trend towards a longer period to sell a home seems to be evident in this chart as well. This is our last perspective on the pending home sales. It shows the price change from the original listing price for these pending sales. Currently, the sales that went pending over the last 7 days had a median price change of a decrease of over 9%. Not the highest that we've seen, but certainly on the high end of the range. Here we take a look at homes that sold over the last 7 days. They numbered 17, well down from the 40 plus that we saw earlier in the year. They ranged in price from just under $200,000 to over $1 million. And looking at this graph, it certainly shows activity slowing consistently and fairly dramatically since earlier in the year. Here's a more in-depth look at the properties that sold over the last 7 days. If we look at the most active price segment, the $300,000 to $500,000 range, there were 11 properties that sold and closed. Previous 7 days saw 10. Previous to that, 10, the 7 days prior to that, 14, and the prior 7 days to that, only 5. This is perhaps the most shocking data point this week. It is the price per square foot on properties that sold and closed over the last 7 days. $232 a square foot was the price realized. This is the lowest that we've seen, and the trend towards lower price per square foot seems to be in place. If we take a look at the median time on the market for the properties that sold and closed, it was 23 days for the last week. This is not the highest that we've seen and seems to indicate that properties that are well priced do receive offers quickly. And the last two things we look at are what percentage of all listings have had a decrease from their original listing price. Currently, almost half of all listings have had a decrease from the original listing price. This is a lower number that we've seen recently, but the data is a little skewed with the number of new listings hitting the market. If we take a look at what the median change is on all listings, currently a decrease of 4.6% from the original listing price is the median change for all listings. So that concludes this week's look at the Village's real estate market. If you're interested in buying or selling a home here, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'll be happy to provide you any information you need or to answer any questions you have. Once again, DavidisinFlorida at gmail.com. Hope to hear from you. Take care.